All right, how's everybody doing on this wonderful Friday? I hope everybody's having a wonderful start to their day, whether it be, your afternoon, morning, whatever the time that this video may be going up. But basically, what I would like to talk about is why I feel that Infinity Ward is constantly messing up Modern Warfare after update, after update, after update. From, from horrible player collision, where people just like literally can't move and you constantly bumping into people, all the way to, people getting error codes that state that they have to, reset stats because data is corrupted. Now, I was thinking about this because it's like, as I've said before and I always say, I'm a fan of Infinity Ward. So when I constantly see these game breaking glitches constantly happening to the game every time there's a major update, it really makes me wonder like what is going on. Because if you look back at Infinite Warfare and you look at this game, you seem to feel like damn, bro, how can these be made by the same studio? First of all, I'm gonna just say this now, okay? The Infinity Ward that we have now, the only actual Modern Warfare that they actually put effort into before, they made this reboot was Modern Warfare 3, and they had some help from Sledgehammer Games. So technically speaking, they never really made a full Modern Warfare on their own. But with that being said as well, I'm a little confused as to how they messed this game up so badly, because when Infinite Warfare, which was their last title, had came out, they were doing everything in their power to get the communities pretty much, praised. They would have, daily live streams, not daily, but weekly live streams with updates about stuff that's going on with the game. They'd have, if some new content came out, they're making a video on it. They're doing a little sit down talk. They talking about what was nerfed and what was patched. And then I feel like they really cared about Infinite Warfare. Like they put a lot of effort and time, into that game, and they actually made you believe that we care about this game. We want to make sure that we're giving out a good product to our consumers, because at the end of the day, we're a community. And when Infinite Warfare was out, they felt more like that. Instead of it just being like, yeah, these are people who buy in the game. No, they felt like, yeah, these are people who, have a beloved feeling for our franchise, and we should treat them with the proper respect, which is the reason why, although that game had variants, they had salvage, which was a way that you could, craft stuff. And, they had a bunch of other things in that game, but it was really consumer friendly. You could earn keys by playing both zombies and multiplayer, which was probably the best thing ever. If they were to keep keys, if they would have kept keys in and still had supply drops, I 100% would have wanted it to be like how they did it in Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare did so many things right, and I would never understand how people shit talk that Infinity War back then, because that Infinity War back then at the time, Infinite Warfare shitted on both Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 to me. And I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but Black Ops 3 to me was overhyped. It was really good for the competitive scene, but as far as public matches go, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? But you get these people who are Treyarch shields who pretty much only enjoy their games, so they can do no wrong to most of the community, because I guess according to the community, Infinity Ward is I guess nowadays they're the least liked developers, even though I'm pretty sure they just gave that to Treyarch a second ago after Black Ops 4. The community is a lot flip-floppy when it comes to this type of subject. But basically what I'm going to say, I want to talk about Modern Warfare. I went on a tangent talking about Infinite Warfare, and that's not what I'm talking about today. I was thinking about it recently, and I noticed every time an update comes to this game, it fucks the game up more and more. And it's funny to me because I really wasn't thinking that they were going to completely mess up the game to where it's like error codes telling people that their data is corrupt and they have to reset their stats. Now, I mean, technically it's like a visual glitch in a way, because they're not really resetting their stats. But, you know what I'm saying? The fact that people playing the game is getting error codes like that just tells me enough. It's weird. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've been peeping recently that since this update, I've just been getting these random ass lag spikes. Now, it's funny because back in the day, in the older Call of Duties, you would know when somebody was lag spiking, you know what I'm saying? Out the blue, you would just start lagging right before you see a certain person, and you just get shit on. But every time an update comes in this game, I peep more and more and more that it's more and more common. People can't lag switch in current gen consoles nowadays, but I'm pretty sure they can actually. But I don't think people are wasting their time doing that. But there's so many times where I see somebody and I just lag like a motherfucker and just get beaten. I literally just can't do anything. And another thing that kind of irritates me sometimes with Modern Warfare is the way that they try to nerf you. And at first I really thought that this was cap. Like, I really didn't believe that, yeah, you know what I'm saying, they're making bullets not reg, or like you're getting more hit markers than you're supposed to be getting. But I don't know, man. I've been playing some games where it's like I'm going around melting people, and then it's that one person who I hit all my shots on and they just melt me. And recently, this one shot kill bullshit that I've been dealing with recently, man, where it's like, I guess because everybody trying to get the crossbow right now, so everybody's using like shit like the Mark II carbine and the Kar 98K. Holy shit, are these weapons annoying. You know, if it was like a regular sniper, I don't even think I would be that mad, but I think marksman rifles have aim assist. And if that is the case, holy shit, that's why this game is so annoying. You know, you get shit like that, people mantled up on head glitches. I stood no chance in that. I don't even know why I attempted to push. But it's like, yeah, the game has been just really weird recently. And at first I was saying, like, a lot of times people just hate on Infinity Ward for no reason. I feel like because a lot of people just don't want to give Infinity Ward their props. But you know, it brings me back to what I was mentioning earlier. They made Infinite Warfare, and they did everything in their power to make sure that the community was actually enjoying the game. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to make sure that everybody had a wonderful time while they were playing the game. They wanted to make sure that people didn't get pissed off while they were playing. And they wanted to do anything in their power to make sure that they could keep a steady player base on that game. And I was wondering about this for a while now until I realized something. The reason why that Infinity Ward was so vocal back then, and they barely talk now. I know they said that they was gonna start trying to work on talking to the community and shit like that, which, I mean, I guess you can call what they did talking to the community, but it's still not as good as what they was doing back in Infinite Warfare. Back in Infinite Warfare, these developers was probably some of the most vocal people possible, letting everybody know about every issue, every major bug that they know about that's going on in the community, banning people, you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Infinity Ward, back in Infinite Warfare, and I'm pretty sure anybody who played Infinite Warfare remembers the Proteus aimbot glitch, where literally they introduced, actually, you know what, they had it was two glitches I remember. One was with the VPR, where basically that gun had insane ass damage and like a huge magazine. And also, they also had the Proteus aimbot. The Proteus aimbot probably will go down in history as one of the most fun glitches of all time. Like, I mean, like, straight up, there's nothing more that I can say. The more and more that I play, the more and more that I like just enjoyed the game, because that's just how shit was. But basically, we gonna move over to why I feel that the developers are not as vocal in Modern Warfare, because it kind of hit me. So I have two theories. My first theory is what I think is most likely is, but I'm gonna say both anyway. So my first theory, I feel that right now, you know what I'm saying, Infinite Warfare wasn't a Call of Duty that had a lot of hype behind the name. People seen that it was the jetpack era. People seen that, you know what I'm saying, the name of the game is Infinite Warfare. The way that the game was marketed, you know what I'm saying, let's go to space, all that other crap. People really thought the game was finna take place in space, which technically it did, but it still played like your regular Call of Duty. It was just the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, of you being able to have jetpacks and wall runs and all this other shit. And it wound up actually being a really good game. But I think I know the reason why they not as vocal with Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare alone, as soon as this game was titled Modern Warfare, it had hype behind it. It had respect on it. People assume like there is no way in hell you could mess up a Modern Warfare game. And because of that, this game, it sold extremely well just off of the name and the marketing. And before they even released the game, you know what I'm saying, when they released the beta, I feel like people were getting a little questionable because of some of the way shit worked. But back then in the beta, they was actually listening. People was complaining about the mini map. Infinity Ward said, fuck it, we'll give you guys the mini map back, but we not gonna put red dots on it. I still wonder to this day what caused them to think to not put red dots on the mini map, because I feel like if you could put red dots on the mini map, the game would play a lot better. Because if I knew where somebody was shooting from, then I could be prepared for the next person. It sucks so many times where it's like everybody uses Ghost and they shooting unsuppressed weapons, and yeah, there's a compass, but come on now, we all know that compass isn't really the greatest compensation for an actual working mini map. Also as well, you know what I'm saying, they tried to boost up the sound engine. Footsteps was decent in the beta. I don't know what the hell happened in the full game, but in the full game, Footsteps became like super audible, and it felt like everybody had on SitRep Pro from Modern Warfare 3 just built into the game, where it's like, if you listening through a TV, you could basically hear footsteps, and that's not how the game's supposed to be. And then also, let's talk about this game and its broken spawn. Shit kind of like this, for example. I come out, And of course, what happens? I get caught in a sprint trying to rush, which was stupid in the first place of me. But yeah, but I get that lucky revenge spawn and kill the dude right here. But I've been having these random ass times where like the game just lags and I die. It shows like packet lost from the person who killed me. I get shot around corners. Grenades sometimes follow me. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why Infinity Ward keep like slowly more and more breaking the game. But it's weird to me because, like I said, man, what is different this year that's causing them to fuck up the game this much? But then it hit me, right? Here's my second theory. This is the more least likely theory, but anyway it go, I still fuck with it. Here's what I think. I personally think myself that somebody from the back in the day Infinity Ward, because if you guys don't know, when they created this Call of Duty, they got some of the people who used to work at Respawn to come back actually for this game. Now I was thinking about this because I was like, what is the one thing that's different from Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare as far as the developers go? And it hit me. It hit me. What if it is somebody from the old, the old Infinity Ward that's sabotaging this game on the low? Because there is no way that all of this stuff happens. It was hitting me at first, but like, a lot of error codes that happen in the game are error codes, right? They're like an error code. But the fact that a glitch happened in the game and it actually had coding that said your data is corrupted, you need to, reset your stats to continue. That's not an error. That sounds like something that somebody would put in the game. So what if it is somebody who's trying to secretly get back at Activision for what happened in the past, and it's somebody who's been holding a grudge for this long, and they're secretly trying to make Modern Warfare worse and worse and worse to probably, to get back at Activision, but while doing so, they're making Infinity Ward look like a bunch of clowns. And I hate saying that because I love Infinity Ward. They're my favorite developers. They make to me the best games because of how good their hit rate is. I don't really fuck with the Treyarch way of having to put a whole clip into somebody to kill them. But it is what it is. I don't agree with a lot of design choices that they made this year for Call of Duty. I don't feel like that at any point in time while I'm playing the game should I have to constantly worry about somebody being mantled around a corner. I really wish that every attachment that you put on your gun didn't make your gun aim down sight extremely slow. I wish that I could play, fast-paced Call of Duty. I don't care about the maps. I just wish that it played like Call of Duty and I could run around and, basically I feel like what everybody was expecting when this game came out, something that played along the lines of Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2 with updated graphics. Now, I think sometimes this game would have probably worked better if it did have pro perks. I was thinking about it, like, yeah. But, who knows, man, who knows. But all I can tell you right now is that this Call of Duty in its current state, if this game keeps getting more and more buggy after every update, eventually what's going to end up happening is this game is going to end up dying out. And as much of a fan of this game as I am, I have to accept that. Well, I'm not even a fan of this game. I'm just a fan of the developers who make it. But this game is going to end up being dead. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's weird because they always try to say Infinity Ward make the worst Call of Duties. And back in Infinite Warfare, I really did not see what they were talking about. But with this shit right now, man, they got to do something because the community is in an uproar, pretty much looking at any chance they can to be able to talk shit about Infinity Ward. And usually I'll be like, well, that's not fair to them. They don't deserve that. But right now, they do deserve the shit talk, bro, because you guys have made multiple Call of Duties. The Infinity Ward that made this game has made Ghost, Infinite Warfare, and this. A lot of people don't like Ghost. A lot of people don't like Infinite Warfare, and a lot of people don't like Modern Warfare. I feel like Ghost could have been playable, but the player base ruined it. Similar to kind of what's happening with Modern Warfare, but it's not as bad as Modern Warfare, because at least in Ghost, people weren't mantling their guns around corners and shit. It's just so much camping shit that's going on, but hopefully this game can get better with updates. I'm scared to say get better with updates because every time I hop on a game, it's like a fat ass 18 or 19 gigabyte update to further fuck up the game. But with all that being said, guys, my name's Evil Eye Dre. Smacking lobbies is my hobby. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you're new. And with all that being said, guys, I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.